The last train. The night was deep, and the platform of the small railway station was almost empty. A few passengers stood quietly under the dim lamps, waiting for the last southbound train of the day. Lao Li, a veteran train attendant, had worked on this line for more than 30 years. He knew every bend of the tracks and the rhythm of the wheels in the dark. This evening, like countless others, he carefully inspected the carriages, making sure everything was ready. When the train arrived with a long whistle, among the boarding passengers was an elderly man with white hair. He walked slowly with a wooden cane, holding a small wooden box tightly to his chest. Lao Li quickly stepped forward to help him. Guiding the man to a seat by the window, he asked gently, "Traveling so late, sir?" The old man smiled faintly. His voice trembled but was steady. "I must return home one last time. By dawn, I want to be there to burn incense for her." Lao Li felt his chest tighten. He didn't ask who she was. He simply made sure the man was comfortable, letting him sit by the window so he could watch the night. The train started moving, swaying gently as it entered the darkness. Most passengers soon fell asleep, but the old man remained awake, gazing outside in silence. During his rounds, Lao Li paused and asked softly, "How long since you last went home?" The old man opened the box in his arms. Inside was a faded black and white photograph of a young woman with a gentle smile. His hands trembled as he stroked it. "More than 50 years, he whispered. "Back then, I left to make a living. I promised her I would return within a year. But 1 year stretched into a lifetime. I always thought there would be time. Then, 10 years ago, she passed away. I never saw her for the last time." His voice was heavy with regret. Lao Li's eyes grew moist. He placed a hand on the old man's shoulder and said softly, "Don't worry. This train will take you home." The night deepened. The train rushed through valleys and tunnels. Lao Li brewed a cup of hot tea and brought it to the old man. "Have something warm," he said. The old man looked at him, eyes shining with gratitude. "Thank you," he murmured, holding the cup with both shaking hands. Hours passed. Outside, the stars faded and dawn slowly approached. The train neared its final stop. Lao Li returned to help the old man off the train. But when he reached the seat, he froze. The old man leaned quietly against the backrest, eyes closed, face calm. In his arms, he still held the wooden box with the photo inside. Lao Li's throat tightened. The old man had passed away during the journey, yet his lips held a faint smile, as if he had already reached the home he longed for, reunited with his loved one. The train entered the station. Passengers gathered their belongings and left. The carriage emptied, but Lao Li stayed by the old man's side, silent. For decades, he had watched countless people board and leave trains. That morning, he suddenly understood. A train doesn't only carry bodies across cities. It carries stories, regrets, hopes, and sometimes a person's final wish. As the first sunlight touched the platform, Lao Li stood in silence. From that day on, whenever he heard the whistle of the last train, he always remembered the old man who boarded with a photograph in his arms, determined to go home.